As I was writing this book, I was honestly in a puddle of tears. I was discerning that there are so many people that are broken and they feel that people are going to judge them for it. And I think that there is so much power from saying what you struggle with out loud. Always After Me is a personal memoir. It's an autobiography about the things that God has done in my life and taught me about the power of forgiveness and healing and restoration and redemption. And I believe that forgiveness and love, they work together. I grew up in church. I had this understanding that in order for God to love me, I needed to prove myself. After giving birth to my first son, I started noticing that I had this part of my heart that was resurfacing, that I hadn't forgiven my mother, I hadn't forgiven all these people in my life who had done something wrong. It led down to a road of where God really wanted to heal that area of my life. Because God cares about family, He does care about mending those relationships, even when both parties have done something that have offended each other. I was definitely not the person that everyone knows now. I was depressed, I was angry, I lashed out at people around me, and healing for me was ugly. I know what it feels like in a moment where someone has abused you sexually, someone has mistreated you and slandered you and turned your family against you. I know what it's like to feel your heart starting to harden. I can never forget a time where God has really just given me so much grace. He's used my children and my husband to soften my heart. We think that God stops pursuing us because we have done bad things. And I feel like in those moments where we're lost, God is always after us. As long as we are bound to our ideas, our thoughts, our philosophies that we can never be healed, we never accept the fullness of what Christ has for us. After so much heartbreak, after being taken away from my family and being stranded and being homeless and left with nothing, God didn't forget what He promised me He would do. God showing me that I am worth more, that I am worth pursuing, and that I don't have to settle for less in anything in my life. There's nothing impossible for God to fix, and restoration is possible. He doesn't want to take away our human experience. He wants to be in it with us, to walk you to the other side. And so Always After Me is a testimony of God's grace, redemption, restoration, and His divine protection in my life.